Hey folks, Libby here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you all enjoyed my review yesterday of Black Scorpion. Sorry I did one review yesterday. Just got a little tired. I'm going to take a break. But these next days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I do want to finish up the 90s reviews. We are very close to getting done. Just probably after this, 9 more movies to go. I know. That's why I'm trying my best to do what I can, y'all. Anyway, hope y'all did enjoy my review of Black Scorpion. Yeah, and now we are on to the year, again, welcome to my channel. Sorry, my name's Levi, but you know, it is my name in real life, and if you're new here, welcome. And I've been doing the superhero marathon on my channel. I've been on the 90s era of superhero movies, films from 1990 to 1999, and the year that I'm on now is 1996, and it's just 2 superhero movies. I did review Darkman 3, Darkman Die, about 2 months ago, with Armfall, so that's already on my channel, if you guys want to check that out. Yeah, but I'll definitely add it to the playlist of, you know, my superhero marathon reviews playlist. But anyway, this film is directed by Simon Winchell, and it stars Billy Zane. And this film is definitely one of the most underrated superhero films ever made, in my opinion. Really an underrated movie, super underrated, and that is, of course, that is The Phantom. Yeah, love this movie. This was awesome. Now, I do have some issues with the movie, despite that, though. It does have some issues that does, you know, hurt my rating of it, but still, it's still an awesome movie. I still love The Phantom. Some things could have been, I will get to my issues with it, but The Phantom starring Billy Zane, Christy Swanson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, James Renner, and the late Treat Williams plays in this movie. Yeah, he died last year, I think, in a motorcycle accident. I have to look it up, but, you know, I was really sad about that. But The Phantom is definitely an underrated superhero classic. I don't know why this film gets so much either hate or people don't talk about it. I think it deserves it. I think the thing is about the Phantom character, I do believe, from when I was watching the making of this movie, he was created before Batman and Superman. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into it. Of course, it's based on Lee Falk's comic strip, The Phantom. Lee Falk passed away back in 1991 at the age of 87. He created the comics of The Phantom. The Phantom was inspired by fascination for myths and legends, such as the ones about LCD, King Arthur, and folk heroes. And probably, since the character is like in the jungle, he was inspired like for Tarzan and Mowgli from Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. He was fascinated by the theme of India, and hence based his first Phantom comic on the Singh Brotherhood. Folk originally considered the idea of calling his character the Grey Ghost, but finally decided that he preferred the Phantom, which I do too. Folk wrote in an interview that Robin Hood was often as wearing tights, inspired by the skin tight costume of the Phantom, which is, you know, y'all say what you want to, but I do like the purple suit. It does work for the Phantom, I think, in my opinion. Which is known to have influenced the entire superhero industry. Well, I didn't know that. Folk explained that the ancient Greek stone inspired the notions of the eyes of the Phantom not showing whenever he wore his mask. The old Greek bust had no eye, which folk gave them an inhuman, interesting look. Yeah, picture from the Phantom from the comics. The Phantom, the character, basically he is known as the Ghost Who Walks. He's been around for generations, for like 400 years. He's basically known to be immortal, or a myth, a legend, and he's the Ghost Who Walks. So that means he can't die. And when you enter, and what the Phantom does is that he protects the jungle from evil and anybody who returns his territory or is a threat, or pirates or whatever that he protects. He is a guardian of the innocent, fighter of all types of injustice. Because he seems to have existed for generations, many believe him to be immortal. In reality, the Phantom is a legacy hero. He is descended from 20 previous generations, which is, like I said, there's going to be some spoilers in this review. I'll just go ahead and say that right now. The generations passed down from father to son. There's been 20 Phantoms before Billy Zane's character, the Phantom. Yeah. The Oath of the Skull is that I swear to devote my life to the destruction of piracy, greed, cruelty, and injustice in all forms. My sons and their sons shall follow me. To read all day about these phantoms, but we don't have a lot of time to read about that. Yeah, I'm not going to read all the history about it. Just look it up on the Internet RV of Comics about it. But for the production, rumors of a Phantom film adaptation. Well, since the Phantom was created for Batman and Robin, he was also a superhero. You did still have Batman Forever was a huge hit last year in 1995, the year before, and even the moderate success. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers made money, not a whole ton of money, but it did somewhat surpass its budget. It did make money enough. Black Scorpion was just a TV movie. I don't think Tank Girl pretty much tanked the box office. So there were some superhero movies back in '95 that weren't big, but some were successful enough, like The Mask, to still have openings for comic book movies. So there was still, this came out of a time when the Phantom came out of time. This is way before the MCU or the DCU universe, when that came to be. This is way before Marvel Cinematic Universe came to be. But there was times where superhero films did make money, and that's part of why the Phantom eventually jumped into the big screen. The film, when director Cyril Leon expressed interest in property in the interview, Leon has started to write a script and scout locations for his proposal film version of the Phantom, which he planned to be followed by an adaptation of Lee Falk's other comic book strip, Mandrake the Magician. The second project was never finalized. Joe Dante, he directed Gremlins, I think Gremlins 2, and I think people know him for, he directed The Howling, The Burbs, Small Soldiers, Looney Tunes Back in Action. He was originally attached to direct this film for Paramount Pictures in the early 1990s, and he developed a draft of the script together with Jeffrey Bone. He's known for writing scripts for The Dead Zone, Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, Lethal Weapon 2 and 3. Dante and Boone's script was originally tongue-in-cheek in tone, and the climax included a winged demon. When Paramount pushed the film back a year, Dante left for other commitments, and eventually ended up being credited as one of the ace of the producers, according to Dante. I developed the script with late Jeff Boone, who wrote in Interspace as kind of a spoof. We were a few weeks from shooting in Australia when the plug was pulled over the budget, and the presence of a winged demon at the climax a year or so later was put back into production. Sans demon only, nobody seemed to notice. It was written to be funny, so it was actually played straight. Many intentionally funny moments were cut at a British test screening. First, he refused to take my name off the picture, so I'm credited as one of the Easy Lane producers. Joe Schumacher, who was also known for directing some movie, he directed Batman Forever year before this, and that was successful, so they probably did consider Joe Schumacher. But Joe Schumacher got busy at the time because he's probably directing Batman and Robin around the time, or getting ready to direct another Batman movie. Was considered for the film, but the job was given to Simon Wrench, who had been a fan of the character since childhood. When he traveled to Los Angeles to meet with Paramount executives, he discovered that they intended to release the film in July 1966. The Phantom was intended to be filmed in Hawaii. The production schedule would go over budget by $10 million. Wrench decided to film it in New York City, in the United States of Thailand and Australia. The budget to be $12 million. Winter then cast Billy Zane, who had won praise for his work as a psychopath in Dead Calm. As the Phantom, Zane was a huge fan of the comic strip, introduced it to a Dead Calm, won the part competition. After his casting, he spent over a year and a half to get the right emotional look of the Phantom. Billy Zane, did a lot of exercise, and he was very devoted. Yeah, he was. He took the role very seriously. He pumped Iron. He did a little work for over a year to fill the Phantom's tight Spanish costume. He won the part after competition from Bruce Campbell and Kevin Smith. After his casting, he spent over a year and a half to get the right vessel look of the Phantom. He also studied the character's body language and comic strip, imitating his performance, doing like the Phantom does these poses like this when he stands. Filming began on October 3rd, 1995 in Los Angeles at the Grandstone Park 50 charter the pompous English Manor, the mansion of Playboy magazine Hugh Hefner, and longtime fan of the Phantom, was used. The Los Angeles Zoo and Park double for New York City's Central Park City Zoo is linked for a chase sequence. Shooting continued on Hollywood studio backlight streets that recreated the 1938 version of New York City. Over 50 vintage cars were used on the streets and 400 extras costume period clothing were employed. In October, the production traveled to Thailand for 7 weeks of filming there, which was hard filming though with the weather and stuff. Actually, since the Phantom saving the boy from a bridge was filmed now. Production designer Paul Peters changed a warehouse in the town for a large soundstage where the Phantom Skull Cave was erected, including his chamber, vault, and radio and treasure rooms. In December, the crew traveled to Australia. Production occupied 8 sound stages at the Village Roadshow Studios in Queensland. At Stage 5, the Sing Pirates Cave was constructed, the largest interior setting ever built in the country. The New York offices of Alexander Drax were considered on Stage 6. Filming for Queensland also took production at the City Hall. On the final day of filming, the production relocated to Los Angeles, California. Ended up deleting a scene from the movie. The Phantom versus a Lion. Filming concluded on February 13th, 1996. Many scenes developed the romance between the Phantom Kid and Diane were cut, in order to make the film more fast-paced. An action scene featuring the Phantom fighting a snake was also cut, really. A scene with the Phantom and his horse hero were in the sunset was cut from the film, but shown at the end of the 1996 documentary, The Phantom comic book strip. The film features several elements from Lee Walk's first 2 Phantom stories, The Singing Brotherhood and The Skyman. Some of the characters in the film appeared from these later the Singing Brotherhood. The more realistic plots of original stories were dropped in favor of an adventure told that the supernatural skulls of Topanga. The Phantom fights the killer of his father was also a major influence on the story, but the name of the murderer changed from Rem to Quill. The Phantom was used as part of the Got Milk campaign, and they of course had TV spots and trailers, teaser trailers for the movie. Movie theater popcorn tubs and paper soda featured the film's poster, also used to help promote the film. They never had a video game for the movie though. But putting on Got Milk, come on, you could have done a little better marketing. You could have had, I don't know, maybe Burger King or McDonald's or something. A little better marketing. The film suffered the same fate as two other comedy movies, The Rocketeer and The Shadow. Didn't do very well with the box office in the U.S. The reviews were mixed. Roger Ebert gave it called it one of the best looking movies in a long time, giving the film 3.5 stars. Many critics were pleased with the nostalgia, I guess, to look at the movie. I think some of the critics just didn't like the story. You know. The senior band movies handpicked the film for the Founders Award. What were they thinking about? Well, what were you thinking about? Yeah. Senior band movie, I hate Rat Evil Wars. One critic said the Phantom Village ain't booked the mess as likable insurance, but there's not much he can do to flesh out this realistic. With generic stunts and chases, it's handed me down cheeseball baptism. The plot hinges on the hunt for magical skulls. The film Mark crisply shot has less personality than the retreads in The Rocketeer and The Shadow. It's nothing like that. It's different. Completely different movie. The thing is, The Rocketeer was aimed toward more kids, and Disney wanted to aim it for toys and stuff. The Rocketeer could have been a totally different movie. That's why I think it fell at the box office. That's still an underrated movie, and Shadow's underrated too. But Shadow, I will say though, I do think The Phantom is better than The Rocketeer and The Shadow in my opinion. But that's just my personal opinion. Because The Shadow was a letdown in my opinion because, and I still like the movie, but it could have done better story-wise. We could have a lot more action with The Phantom, and The Rocketeer was more grounded, you know. But The Phantom, he's basically in full costume throughout the movie. Only one scene when he's in, you see Billy Zane as the character Kit Walker. But anyway, for the cast of the movie, you have Billy Zane as Kit Walker, The Phantom. After this, you know, he would go on to be in Titanic. Yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah, he was in Twin Peaks. He's been in a lot of movies, I think. Yeah. He was in Back to the Future. That was his first movie. He was in Critters. Okay, I'm not counting going over it. I'm sorry, that film's terrible. Back to the Future Part 2. He was one of his friends. He was in Tombstone. I remember him in Tombstone. An episode on From Tales from the Crypt, Titanic. Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World, which not really a fan of that movie, but that's just me. Other superhero related stuff. Well, there's a Scorpion King 3 that's not superhero movie related, sorry. I do think he was in an episode of DC Legends of Tomorrow, part of the Arrowverse. Yeah. Let's see, good television. He was in an episode of Matlock, Murder, She Wrote, The New Batman Adventures. He voiced Jason Blood. Yeah. I think he did voice for Batman the Animated Series. Yeah. So he did very little other superhero stuff. But anyway, the late Treat Williams as Ender Drax, the villain of the movie. Yeah. He was in Deep Rising. I like that movie. The Substitute 2 and 3 and 4. I haven't seen the fourth one yet. He was in 127 Hours, just playing the dad in that, but not a real big role. Flashpoint, yeah. He was in a lot of movies. He's a great actor. But he got to a motorcycle crash last year, actually, so he almost 1 year to this year will be 1 year, I think, to his death. Yeah. Christy Swanson plays Diana Palmer. In the comics, she is the wife of the Kit Walker. She was played by Christy Swanson. She was in the 1992 film Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was also in Beautiful Lady. Yeah, she is a gorgeous actress. She was in Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. Dude, Where's My Car? Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. In a movie called What If? Catherine Zeta-Jones plays Solid. And Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's not made in the movie, but she did another superhero movie. Or Force Buffalo from whatever called Beautiful Woman. She was in The Mask of Zorro and The Legend of Zorro with Antonio Banderas. Entrapment. She was in Red 2. She plays in the Wednesday TV series on Netflix as Morticia Adams. Yeah. James Remire as Quill. He was in The Warriors, 48 Hours. He was the villain in that. Good in those movies. And he was in the TV series Black Lightning and an episode of Gotham. So he's been in other superhero shows. I was in Too Fast, Too Furious. Any of the superhero movies after The Phantom? Okay, yeah, he was in Judge Dredd, where he was just, the guy that he's like the villain in the beginning that he gets killed by Stallone by Dredd in the beginning of the movie. He was in Blade Trinity playing an FBI agent, so he's another comic book movie. He was in X-Men First Class playing a U.S. General. And Open Ear, directed by Christopher Nolan, he was in that. Patrick Lagoon as Mr. Walker, the 20th Phantom. An actor who passed away sadly, but he's been doing movies since 1950s. He's passed away now sadly, but not that I've seen. With him, Redmer Angel as Goran. He's the best friend of the Phantom. Robert Colby as Captain Philip Morton. Kari Atua as the Great Kappa. I've seen this actor before. Yeah, good actor. Marshall Ellis. He was in the James Bond movie License to Kill. He was the main villain in Showdown with Tokyo with Dolph Lundgren and late Brandon Lee. I think he was also in Kickboxer 2. Yeah, I've seen everything. He's a good actor. He was in Big Trouble in Little China, but uncredited. He was in Bulletproof, Thug in a Flashback, but he was in Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. I said Showdown with Tokyo, The Perfect Weapon, Kickboxer 2, Rising Sun. I think that's with Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery. Real good actor. Bill Shabit Samish as Dave Palmer. He was in Independence Day as a lieutenant. I think I remember him in that movie. Eagle Eye. He was in Eagle Eye. Underrated film. Casey Simone as one of the bad guys. He was also in another superhero movie. He was in Young Guns. He was in also he's over Billy's name before because he was in Back to the Future playing one of Biff's friends, thugs or whatever. He was in 3 O'Clock High. And he was in Black Scorpion. The year before he played Dr. Goodall. He played Brother Thagard. He was played the main villain in that movie. He's also here in The Phantom as Morgan, but just a small part. David Pearl as Charlie. I just remember this actor from The Sopranos as Richie. This guy right here. Yeah, I just remember him playing Richie. He's probably done some other mob movies too. I think he's known for that, I guess. The Siege. Never seen that. But I just remember him as Richie in season 2 of The Sopranos. Al Pusher as Police Commissioner Farley. Samantha Eggar as Lily Palmer. John Tenney as Jimmy Wells. John Capodos as Al the Cabbie. I think I've seen that before. I think he was in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Let's see. Yeah, as Sergeant Aguado. Where he's like, hanging us off that one now, detective. Well, let me say this. The bug saw this as the killer's dick and became insanely jealous. Remember that cop? Yeah, he's in here as a captor. He's in Speed, playing a bus driver. He was also in Independence Day. Yeah, a good actor. John Tenney, Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home. I remember him in that. He was also in Tombstone and Beverly Hills Cop 3. She voiced Hera, Hercules' mother, in the 1997 Disney film. He was in The Godfather Part 3. Al Rusco. I can't say his name right, but yeah. Never seen Godfather Part 3. From what I heard, it wasn't very good. Which phone camera? Sorry, and I'm going on. But anyway, the film is directed by Simon Winchester. I don't know the movies he directed. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I didn't have to say what he directed. Oh, he directed Free Willy. Definitely a childhood classic, favorite of mine. And Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. I actually like that movie. I know a lot of people don't, but I like that film. Kind of have nostalgia for that movie. But I love Free Willy especially, and I've seen Lightning Jack. Remember kind of having fun with that movie. Operation Dumbo Drop, which I think is a Disney movie. I think. But yeah, but Free Willy, that's definitely a childhood favorite of mine. It's written by Jeffrey Boone. I already mentioned him. It's based on The Phantom, created by Lee Falk. Produced by Alan Ladd Jr. and Robert Evans. He's worked on Death Warrant with uncredited with Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Braveheart with I think Mel Gibson, Robert Evans. He's produced films like Rosemary's Baby, The Godfather, Chinatown, Popeye. I think that was Ron Williams. Cinematography with David Burr. It's edited by O. Nicholas Brown and Brian H. Carroll. He's edited movies like Predator, Die Hard, Roadhouse, City Slickers, Free Willy. The music is by David Newman. Never heard that name before. He did the music for Critters, film score for Critters, The Brave Little Toaster, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Rover Dangerfield, The Mighty Ducks, he did the music score for that. The Flintstones, he did the score for that. Tommy Boy, The Nutty Professor, Jingle All the Way, Anastasia, Bowfinger, Galaxy Quest, The Flintstones and People at Race, Nutty Professor 2, Bedazzled, 102 Dalmatians, Dr. Dolittle 2, did the music for the first movie. No, I don't think he did, but he did the music for Dr. Dolittle 2, Ice Age, did the Smoochie, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, about the first movie. Yeah, he did the music score for Scooby-Doo in 2002. And Scooby-Doo The Mystery Begins. Yeah. Good film composer. Production company is the Lad Company, Village Roadshow Pictures, and Headers Entertainment. It's distributed by Paramount Pictures. It was released June 7, 1996, 100 minutes long. The budget was $45 million, and the box office made $23.5 million worldwide. So it did not do well at the box office, sadly. Yeah, some critics call it boring, I guess. But the film does, enjoy success. It did get success on VHS and DVD and Blu-ray, and it has developed a cult following. Does have a novelization, not a novel for the movie, I guess. But the plot synopsis, what the Phantom is about, and it's only a 1 hour 40-minute movie. It doesn't feel like it. I know, 26 minutes. Okay, I'm getting back to the review. Anyway, the plot is that Kit Walker, who's the latest line of heroes known as the Phantom, whose powers are drawn from 3 ancient skulls. By now the Phantom's enemies, the Pirates of the Zane Brotherhood, they have a new ally, the ruthless Alexander Drax. And played by Shirley Williams, what Drax wants is, he wants to keep these 3 skulls together, he wants power, and these skulls, these ancient skulls, I forget what you call them, skulls or something, but they're very dangerous, and they can they can cause a lot of damage. In the wrong hands, a man could be completely invincible, powerful. So the Phantom, and of course Christy Swanson's involved. Her character is trying to help out her uncle. She is captured, she's involved, so she's involved in that. So the Phantom, of course, must stop Drax, defeat his army, take on the Zane brothers, and of course stop Drax from having ultimate power, and basically save the day and save the world, if you will. So that's the plot of the nutshell with you. And I'll get to the movie so far. We're 27 minutes in. But this is a film that I think deserves a long review, in my opinion. Alright, I'll get to talk about the movie itself. Where's my webcam? You guys can see me, right? Okay. But the Phantom, let's get into it. So the movie starts off with, I guess you can say, narration from Kit's father, talking about the legend of the Phantom. Starts with this young boy gets attacked from the Pirates Zing, and the boy escapes though, and these people on this island, mysterious island called Magella, they show him the ring. Can't really see it, but the Phantom has a ring here that's like the Fourth Skull, and basically he's ready to devote his life to destruction to protect the destruction of piracy, greed, cruelty, injustice in all their forms. And the Phantom passes now from son to son, from father to son. And he got the identity of the Phantom, but it's actually Kit's father, and eventually Kit himself becomes the Phantom, like I said, from father to son. And of course, people believe that the Phantom is a myth, that he's a legend, that he is known as the Ghost Who Walks, the man who never dies. The film pretty much opens up with Quill and with his boy, and they're trying to find, one of the skulls as they're searching. They have to get the boy across the bridge. They pretty much tie him up because he doesn't want to go further in, but they do. They go into the cave. One of the guys finds the skulls and says Quill, and gives Quill the skull. But the skeleton comes to life and chokes him to death, and Quill kills the skull, shoots the skull down, but the man dies. But the grave robbers come, and eventually you see a good music by David Newman. You have the Phantom kind of sitting in his cave, his room, putting on his mask, his belt, and saying, "Come on, Devil, someone needs our help." And he has a horse named Hero, and his wolf dog, that's a wolf, is named Devil, and they go to chase down the bad guys. And as soon as they see the Phantom running on his horse Hero, they can't believe it. Especially Quill, who, has got this scar of the Phantom, who, he claims to have killed before, and this guy says, Morgan says, well, guess what? He's back. But anyway, they're about to shoot at, one of the guys shoots the Phantom shoots back, gets, one of the guys run, but the Phantom grabs his back and knocks him out, and he tells Devil, watch him, if he moves, bite him. But at least he's behind us. The Phantom jumps on one of the truck. Morgan tries to shoot him, but Phantom knocks him out, and then the Phantom realizes that Quill is one of the brothers' things, knocks Quill out. But Quill jumps out of there, and they get on the bridge. The bridge is about to collapse, and the Phantom saves the boy. And I can't understand what he's saying, but I guess he's saying, "Oh, the Phantom." He's like, "Yeah," and they get out, and they can't run out because the bridge is falling down. So they have to climb on the rope. The Phantom shoots a rope, and they do climb. Really good special effect there. Yeah, he takes the boy back to his cave for safety. They do get one of the skulls to Morgo, but there's two more left. And you have Kit, who's talking, unmasked, talking to the ghost of his father, you're reading about the skulls to Bunga. I can't say it right, to Bunga, these ancient skulls, and that's why I said, if they get all these three skulls together, the man will be invincible, they'll be powerful. And his father tells him, the ghost of his father tells him, you've got to stop them. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. So I know. But one of Quill's men ends up going to the jungle patrol. He's kind of like the police force in the jungle. Morgan gets arrested, tells about the Phantom. But the thing is, kind of like But that we open up, we see New York City. It's like a 1930s version. I think the film takes place like in 1938. Yeah, this one, the movie takes place the year of 1938. You see New York City, you meet Diana Palmer. Diana, played by Christy Swanson. Some guys on. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Palmer. And you see Alexander Drax, Treat Williams, who accuses him of being a criminal, a thug. He's like, what, and I do like that Drax has a dark sense of humor. He's like, well, were you going to arrest me? You haven't approved of that. He's like this, and he's like, and Drax tells Diana's uncle, I usually get what I want. And realizing that Drax is a madman who's after the power of the skulls, he talks about this. And her uncle is, of course, is known for being famous for owning the World Tribune. They have been investigating him, and Drax doesn't like being investigated. He has a reputation for dealing with criminals. When Palmer, investigates it, which he traces back to the jungle where the Phantom lives. Diana, disagree with his men that they don't need to go there, but one of the cops, Commissioner, is in cahoots with Drax and lets Drax know about this. Drax, I guess, contacts Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's his pilot, I guess. And Diana, has the paper of the skulls, which she's going to be searching for. Catherine Zeta-Jones jumps on there. Is on the boat. She's like, Diana Palmer better give herself before I shoot somebody. Oh, that was fast. And then she takes her mask off, her hat, like her pilot hat. She's like, happy? Boom, punches her out. And she puts the paper in her blue film. Drax ends up talking to his lawyer or accountant, whatever you want to call it, that knows about the investigation. He's got this telescope that when you point it out, it's got like knives. He's like, I assure you, Mr. Drax, I haven't been doing anything. I didn't know anything about this. There's nothing. Drax knows that he's lying. Drax is like, can you take a look through this for me? Can you, look through this telescope for me? He's like, I'll take your glasses. And he looks through it. He's like, no, you have to turn to the sides. And when he turns to the side, you don't see it, I guess, because, again, this film is rated PG, so you don't see no really blood and gore, which is fine. That didn't bug me at all. But he uses it and it cuts out. You don't see it in the tracks, with his glasses. Like, at least you won't be doing these anymore. Meanwhile, they capture Diana, take her to a boat, a ship. So that's the character's name. They take her to Benjala. The Phantom overhears this. He takes the boy with him and he tells the boy, stay away from bad guys, but he finds out from Philip Morton, who is basically like the captain of the Jungle Patrol's captain. He's like the Commissioner Gordon and Batman relationship kind of in a way. He's like, don't you know how to use the front door? Well, no, that would eliminate the surprise. He's like, it's fun pretending not to know you exist. And he tells him that this threat's coming by, that Diana Palmer. He's like, Diana Palmer, you know her? Yes, I know her because of her father. Uncle. And he's like, okay, I'll go save her. The boy takes him there to the ship. Crew's about to her, just like, we're going to have some fun questioning you. Waiting what they said to, the Phantom sneaks on the boat and along with his dog Devil, and tells his horse, the hero, to stay, and he jumps on a rope, sneaks around Catherine Zeta-Jones, so it's all I was talking to Diana, and finds out about the paper, those are nice boots, and almost ready to torture her, but the Phantom gets on, sneaks on the ship, and he says, freeze. Phantom also has, two guns on the side. He's got two pistols. At least he uses a lot more here than the Shadow did. The Shadow would develop all one. But anyway, the Phantom opens the door and he sees the ladies taking a shower. He's like, ugh. He's like, pardon my intrusion, ladies. And one lady shoots at him. He jumps through this hole and goes to Captain Zeta-Jones. Like, is there just all women on this ship? He's like, all my pirates are ladies, are women. He's like, that's the thing about pointing a gun at somebody, it never really goes off. And she gives Phantom a kiss, or whatever, he knows, like, tie her up. Instead, Diana punches Catherine Zeta-Jones out. He's like, that felt good. He's like, you can take care of it, I got rid of her. Like, well, shit like that. And the film has a really quirky sense of humor. These two tell right away, have good chemistry. But if they're trying to sneak off the ship, the Phantom gets captured by the men and gets beaten up by Chloe. Like, I killed you before, Before he can do anything, Devil comes and saves him. The Phantom puts up a good fight with these guys, shoots up one of the bad guys. He pushes down, tries to get back up, but the Phantom kicks him back down, shoots the guy, and they escape in an airplane, run a plane. They fly up on the red plane. Devil stays there, and Devil moves. Devil goes to Hero, the horse. So Hero and Devil, they run back to the Phantom's cave. The Phantom has his plane, and they jump off the plane, thanks to the horse Hero being there. And the men are shooting at them still, but thankfully the Phantom has the Indians there. They're his friends. They just let him know about trouble too, and they rescue him. They get the rope. And they go to capture the Phantom, and the Phantom tells Diana, you're going to go back to... He gives her this bracelet, this necklace. And again, Christy Swanson, she's beautiful. I'm not going to lie, she's a beautiful woman. Anyway, he gives her, and he tells her, you're going back to England. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm here to do a job. Like, no, I'm sorry. You have to go back. And, his friend said, and the sheriff, the captain says, no one argues with the Phantom. And basically, Kate goes to New York to do with the skulls, because the skulls might be there. That's why he's there. Kate ends up meeting with David Palmer. The World Tribune once again meets with Diana. You find out that Diana actually and Kate, but she doesn't know that he's the Phantom, but she knew who Kit Walker was because they were in college together. They were had a relationship, and they just broke up, and he hadn't seen her since because his father died, and he took over his mantle as the Phantom. Yeah. And he said, I just traveled, I had to take over the family business. I'm sorry, Diana, I just been really busy. But, and you have this guy named Jimmy, the actor from Free Willy 2, Keep Your Home, who tries to kiss Diana for Diana, and Diana has no interest in him. Jimmy, that's his name, I think. But anyway, she takes him to the museum that he must go to. Drax is having a meeting with his men, with Charlie, who's a gangster, another gangster, I forget the other gangster's name. But he tells them, I got the skulls, this one skull here, with the power could do of it. And the guy, well, you just have one skull. I was like, I know I have one skull, but I know where the other two are at. And the guy's like, you know what? I don't believe in those power, it's all mumbo jumbo, humumbo to me. It's all, one power I believe in is the end of a gun and a bullet. That's one power I believe in. He's like, come on, Charlie, we won't raise this way to do this insane stuff. And I sorry, Charlie, go on your own. He's like, what? Fine. And so you get out there and turn on Drax, Drax, and stab him in the back. So Drax is like, okay, I'm sorry, that's how you feel. And Drax grabs the spear, and he throws it at him, kills him. He's like, well, you got, alright, Charlie, you're now in charge of the gangs. How's that feel? Wanted to do that all my life. And Drax is like, well, we gotta get ready to go. And he pulls the sword, and the guy's dead, and he's like, oh, put on my door there. But when Jimmy does mention that he sees the Museum of History, so can't Diana hurry up? And he sees the schools, and what he does, I thought, was break the window. He was like, well, we could just maybe ask for Arch, break the window, break the glass, and go get it anyway. That's what he does. Then he turns around, and then distracts behind and says, going somewhere? It's like, all the people are like, it's just, museum security, folks. We're just going to arrest these people. Just go back to business. Yeah. And Drax and his men capture them. The second skull, are bounced together. And he unites it with the first. And he's like this. He's like, wow, this is so awesome. Wow. And he's, you see what they're, can't show it here, but you see what the power of these skulls can do as they're lighting up, destroying the glass, destroying half the building. And he's like, show me and Drax is like, show me the power. Show me the power. Oh, mama, I love this. And it reveals the location on the map of where the skull is on that island, and the Anima Sea, known as the Devil's Vortex. And they question, what are you doing here? Who are you? He's like, my name's Kit Walker. He's like, why do you want the skulls? I was like, I thought it'd go well in my room or something like that. He's like, you're charming. He's like, well, we know how to get that out of you, Mr. Walker. And Quill punches him in the gut, and he sees, because he talks to the Phantom earlier, to Drax about the Phantom, because he said, what's going on? I'm not worried about some hero, we'll have a way, some ghost, But anyway, he sees the belt and knows that Quill was the one that killed his father. And he's like, Mr. Quill will take you in. So, quick Kit, punches the guys or is able to get away, dresses up in his Phantom suit, gets his mask on and stuff, and knocks out two guys. Quill doesn't fight him, so Quill locks him in a room. So Phantom's trapped, like, in the door where the elevator's at. Yeah. And Drax has been told that, they have Diana as hostage. Just find the Phantom, go find him and kill him. The Phantom's in, well, find him and kill him. The Phantom has been sneaking around there at the elevator, uses two pistols to slide down the rope, which I thought was pretty cool, and escape. He runs over, he has to get caught down for the elevator, comes down, almost crushes him, so he jumps out of the way. Yeah, he jumps out of the way, goes around, leaves you up, so first he knocks him to give reverse back. And the taxi driver, the guy from Ace Ventura, that detective, the one that gives Ace a hard time, is in there. He gives him these golds or whatever, these diamonds that cost him money. So he's like, "I'll work for you, sir." Then he goes, "Who?" He goes, "I'm a friend. Relax. I'm a friend of Kill Walkers." Then the police show up because the commissioner who's working with Drax tells his cop to go get him. And I think Billy Zane really did this, but he has to run on 3 taxi cars, on 3 cars, run on 3 of them, jump on a horse. Police are chasing him on their motorcycles. But Phantom gets away. He's able to, sneak in a tiger's cage. The tiger scares the 2 officers away. They go away. Phantom's like, "Oh, nice work, girl." And jumps, but the police officers turn around and see him. And he looks around, turns around, and then you see. Then the taxi driver shows up and says, "Give Kit Walker my regards." And he's like, then he goes, escapes onto the on the plane's landing platoons, and he's just hiding under there. As on the island, they go to the island. Tell Sala, you Cabazejos to go under there. And they talk to the one of it. They end up going to the cave. They go on a boat. Phantom is following them, but he's under the water. He's just sneaking around in the cave. And he goes to Kaba Singh, who is the direct descendant of his original leader, because this is the 3rd skull. And Drax tells him what's that. He's like, "Okay, Xander Cage, and Xander Drax, Xander Drax, I think. Yeah." He's like, my name starts with an X and ends with it, and ends with an X. That's my name. He's like, "Come on, I give you this girl right here." The Phantom is not long enemy of ours, and he really tells him, you can't really have this power, but he tells him, "I offer you this, the girlfriend of the Phantom, his girlfriend." So what? His girlfriend for the skull, doesn't listen. He's like, "Nobody knows we're here," until Charlie Ritchie from Sopranos pulls out a gun and says, "Nobody knows we're here. Now give me this power now. Do this for me." He's like, and sings this language. Says this language. It means pirate cannon, and they shoot Charlie with a cannon, kill him. They try to mess with Diana, but Kevin A. Jones, all of a sudden she does flip the switch to being good now, one-dimensional. So she's a hero now. Changes eyes really quickly. But he also tells him about the 4th skull, which is on the finger of the Phantom. The Phantom appears. He tells Kevin A. Jones. Right. Phantom shows up. They have a fight. I do love the scene when he gets his 2 pistols out and pow, 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 pow. That was pretty cool. He gets into a sword fight with Zane. He's like, "Phantom, I know your secret. I know you're not mortal." And he's got sharks in his water, and Phantom is able to, get out of the way and kick him in the water. And he's like, "Good Zane, take your secrets to the grave with you." Diana, Sally, who switch sides, they defeat the other villains. Drax, eventually they unite the 3 skulls. He tries to get them on a submarine, puts Diana down there, but he gets them free. But Quill shows up, hits him in the head, with a gun, and they get into a bit of a fight. And, Drax sees the skulls, grabs all 3 of them, they start power up, and he's like, "I believe that belongs to me." He's like, "You killed my father," and they fight. Quill is taken down. And he's like, and Quill says, Drax, like, "What?" And Drax, it shoots like these laser, CGI lasers, but good for CGI for 1996. And it hits him and it kills Quill, disintegrates him like that. The magic ring is his 4th skull. He's like, give me that force field. He's like, I'm shooting at the Phantom, tagging the Phantom with it. He's like, you know what? I never understood the power of it until now. He uses the Skull's power to turn back on them. They're like shooting laser at each other. He's like, let's go. Almost close to being the Phantom's back. Slamming evil, as you can say. And Drax is losing. He's like, oh, this is unbelievable. And gets blown up in the process, and Drax dies. Then he causes a volcano eruption. The Phantom nearly escapes, gets in the water, is able to jump back in, and they see it get destroyed by, it happening. They return to Bangala, and Diana reveals to the Phantom that she figured out his secret. Well, before she does that, he goes over his secret that, he's sworn to protect Greed. He goes that he devoted his life to the destruction of piracy, greed, cruelty, and that, Billy Zane, his Phantom tells her that there was 20 Phantoms before him, so his father died. He took his father's place. He puts his father's belt back. I think it was like 1872 to 1932 when his father died. But he puts the belt, and he has these symbols of other Phantoms. 20 Phantoms before him, and, Diana said, and your son will someday take over for you. Yes, as the tradition continues. That's why the Phantom is known as the Ghost Who Walks, a myth, a legend, who protects the jungle, fights for the injustice, against evil. And I like that about the Phantom. That was interesting. That was really cool. Some people might not be interested, but to me it was interesting. But she's like, kid, I know it's you. And, he takes off his mask and says, when you come back here, maybe you'll marry me. He's like, how do you know that? Oh, no, it's just the Phantom. That's never the Phantom. And he's the woman that she intends to marry. And they had good chemistry, and I believe them being alone. I thought Billy Zane and Chrissy Swanson, they had great chemistry. Really brought them being in love. But she leaves again for the New York. Kid's father says he limits his son's failure, but Diana will return eventually. And they would probably get married. If we had a sequel, Sally didn't happen, but it ends with her fighting with Solo, Captain and Jones. They fly the plane and the Phantom. Continuing his jungle with Devil and his hero horse, just riding off into the jungle, protecting and from greed, piracy, and evil, and injustice, and fighting for evil. Just the Phantom riding off, and and she leaves, and he saves the day, and that's the end of the movie. But that's the Phantom. Let me read some quotes here. That's the end of the film. I hope y'all didn't watch this full review though, because like I said, spoilers. Don't spoil it for yourself. That's why I say don't watch. Of course I want people to watch my videos, but I don't want you spoiling the movie. Spoil things for yourself. Alright, what's your name? Why do you want that spoil so badly? Killwalker. And who was Killwalker? I am. And what about school? I thought I'd go with my drapes. Before I go, take off your mask. Let me see your face, kid. I'm pretty to read all my serious, Diana. You're not? Actually, the only one person. Who's that? The woman acting to marry. And what she refuses you? Nobody refuses the Phantom. You're not immortal. I know your secret's Phantom. Take them to your grave. Kappa saying. Now I read about what happened. Are you alright? Oh, I'm certain to be. It's the Phantom. It all began 400 years ago when a boy saw his father murdered by the pirates of the same brotherhood. It could have been, Kid's father or somebody, another Phantom that probably started out. That same boy swore an oath of vengeance. He would fight piracy, greed, and cruelty in all forms. He became the first Phantom. I'm his descendant, Diana. Sworn to carry out his oath. The mantle of the Phantom was passed down from father to son. 20 Phantoms came before me, but no one knew that. They thought the same Phantom and that he was immortal. That's why they called him the Ghost Who Walks. I'm not immortal, Diana. I was born right here in this cave and educated in America. When their father came back to his place, and one day your son will take your place. Yes. All my pilots are women. Interesting. Excuse me. At the bottom of the knife, and you're 2 school behind. Dead man named Quill has a gun belt like mine. It's yours. He says you could pull the same brotherhood. He took me a place in the deep jungle. What happened? He stabbed me back in the back of the village. Sue me. I'm a lazy Jesuit character. Maybe I can go in the gun bell and get back. If you haven't lost him, don't worry. He talks to his father again, but it's in the taxi driver. The taxi driver's thinking he's crazy, or even his friend in the cave thinks he's crazy for talking to his dad. His father who was dead, and the driver says, "You talking to me?" He's like, "Yeah." Hey kid, I like her. Thanks, Dad. Well, get going. Anyway, 55 minutes in. There's some really great lines of dialogue in this movie, but anyway, to get my final opinion on The Phantom and my issues with the movie. But I'll get into what I like. A little about The Phantom. I love this movie. This is a fun movie. It's entertaining. It's got a good story. I love Billy Zane as The Phantom. I think he does a great job. Yeah, the costume. Say what you will about the purple costume, but it looks good. I love the purple costume. It's a cool costume. I love that he's a hero in the jungle if Tarzan or Mowgli, were a superhero. But it's not just a superhero movie. It feels like an action adventure movie too. It feels like an adventure film. I love the whole setting of the jungle. But before I get on to that, the cast I think is really good. The story is really good of these three ancient schools that have a lot of power. And I think it's interesting of the Phantom character himself. I think he's interesting that he fights evil, that there's 20 phantoms before him. The whole story and the Ghost of Walks, I like the myth and legend, the story told of the Phantom, that's cool. I like that. It makes it very interesting in my opinion. Yeah, and it's very entertaining. I think the cast is good. Like I said, Billy Zane, great job as the Phantom. He is the Phantom. I can't really see another actor playing the role, but that's just me. Blake Sherwood Williams is Alexander Drax. He does a great job. He's a great villain. Yeah, he's over the top. I did laugh at his death. His death was laughable. He's like, unbelievable. I can't do that, but I thought that was a funny death scene. And Chrissy Swanson, very beautiful. She does a great job here as a love interest, Catherine Zeta-Jones. I do have an issue with her character. She's one-dimensional. All of a sudden she is bad, evil, and then all of a sudden she turns to being good, to the good side, like real fast. James Ramirez does a good job, and the rest of the cast of does a good job. A lot of people who've done other movies. The guy who plays his kid's father does good. I think Simon Windsor does a really good job directing this movie. The writing is good. I think the cinematography. I love the look of the jungle. The jungle looks fantastic. This movie looks great. There's no CGI. It's all very practical. When there's explosions, the explosions are very practical and good. In 1996, and that scene, when he saves the boy from the truck, that was good. Plenty of action with the Phantom. I mean, except when he's, Kit Walker. But most of the time he is in his suit in the movie. And you do get a lot of action there. Yeah, the Phantom's on a whip. He does know how to kick ass, And the editing, usually the action scenes are awesome. I thought the action was really good. The music by David Newman is fine. It's good. But I would say The Shadow definitely has better music. I would even say I probably saw like The Rocketeer music score better than this. But, I do think this movie has a better story than The Rocketeer and The Phantom. I mean, and The Shadow. Those have good stories, but I just like the story better here. I thought it was better done here. Like I said, this one was not perfect. I do have problems. Before I get into that, and it's 100 minutes long. The pacing is fine. I thought the pacing was good. It really felt like a fast-paced movie. It does. They could have kept some stuff in, which I'll get into that here. But the cast is good. The directing and writing, the action scenes are really good. Really well done. Cinematography, special effects when they're there, they're good. Now, let's get to my issues. Catherine Zeta-Jones is beautiful. She's good. But my issue, she's one-dimensional. All of a sudden, she becomes good. So she's a villain, but then she becomes like a hero right at the end, which kind of flips the switch really quick. I'm like, no reason for her. It just felt like it was just happened out of the blue, But yeah, other issues I have. It's interesting about the whole thing with Ancient Scrolls. Sherwood Williams does a great job. Can't think of many other issues. I do wish that they would have kept some scenes in. Like those scenes I was reading about, they deleted. I think they probably deleted a lot of scenes out of this movie. I would have loved to see the Phantom fight a snake or a lion. I think you could have, had a different ending. Let me read that production really quick. Yeah. Or the Phantom and his horse Hero, and with Devil running in the sunset. They shouldn't have cut that from the movie. Yeah. And maybe the romance has not developed between the two of these, between Billy Zane and Chrissy Swanson. They could have added that more in. Because, again, they do have chemistry, but you could have kept some of that romance a little more in my opinion. Again, I get it, it's a good fast-paced movie, but you could have a little more in there. Catherine Jones is great, yeah, just making her them. And Zing, okay, you didn't really need this character Zing. The actor who plays him was good, but I'm more interested in, but I get it, they have to get there to get the third skull, follows the plot of the movie. But, again, I'm more interested in him fighting Drax. Oh, and I was disappointed how Drax died at the end. Again, his death scene I thought was laughable. Sure, Williams did a great job, but his death I thought was laughable. And it just felt short-lived. That there was no battle between the two. Could have, or Quill just gets a few hits in there with the Phantom. He could have just had a bit more of a fight going on. I get it. It's a $49 million budget movie. Maybe they just can keep everything in or add more stuff because of every film you've seen. Every scene you film costs money, I bet, for any movie. But I would really like to see a bit more fight with Quill, or, a more fight, with the Phantom. A little more dialogue with him and Drax, and maybe him and Drax, maybe a way he could have physically fought the Phantom instead of using the skulls. Maybe he could have grabbed a weapon, or, Drax could have grabbed a weapon, hit it, maybe like stab the Phantom or something. I'm not saying kill the Phantom, I'm saying kill the, maybe steal that ring and the Phantom, he gets a few beatings there. I mean, I don't want to see the hero beaten up like an asshole, but you want to see the villain, not die so easily. I think Drax died a little too easily. Catherine Jones, she just flips a switch. I guess she thought, well, Drax is insane, but she just is one-dimensional with her character. She's evil, and then next thing you know, she's good, just right out of the blue. I think you could have done that a little more better, and you could have added more scenes. Him fighting a snake, or a little more, to build up more of the romance. Maybe the romance isn't built up, I could agree there. Like with The Mask, the romance between Stan Lee and Tina, it's built up. They do build up that romance. At least I thought they did. Even in The Shadow, they built the romance between Alec Baldwin and Penelope Ann Miller. Between Margot and Lamont and Cranston. They do build up that romance. This film definitely did need to build the romance, but I'm not complaining. These two do have chemistry. I could agree with, in my opinion, they could have built the romance a little bit more. But despite that, the film is still entertaining. The action scenes are good. And the music by David Newman is good, but it's not very memorable. Like I said, The Shadow has a better music score, in my opinion. So does The Mask, and it's a lot more. Even The Rocketeer has a better score than this, in my opinion. The score is good, da, 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 da. It just didn't come off as very memorable. I'm not saying David Newman's score is bad. I didn't find it memorable. But despite that, though, Billy Zane does a great job. The cast does a great job. It's got a good story. It just has issues. I just have those problems. But despite those issues, though, I still love this movie. It's fun. It's fast-paced. It's very entertaining. The Phantom's always in here. You get him a lot in the suit, which is really good. You get him in the suit at most of the movie. Yeah, this Kit Walker, another issue. He could have built it's more of a nitpick, really. But him doing this, Kit Walker, and talking out of the Phantom, keep your identity more of a secret. I do think he does a good job as Kit Walker. You just need to keep your identity, your secret identity, more safe. You gotta act differently. Like with Clark Kent and what Christopher Reeve did, Clark Kent and Superman were like completely two different people. Keep the identities different, Yeah, and I feel like they didn't really do that. They could have worked on that more. But The Phantom, still awesome action, still a really good story, fast-paced, entertaining. I'm not complaining about Zane. I know I complained about it before, but that scene with the pirates, I don't really need to cut that out. I mean, maybe I didn't really need that scene, but I was fine with that scene. The actors do a good job, and the action is awesome. This is an awesome movie. The Phantom is underrated. I think it's fun. I think it's underrated. The Phantom is a very interesting character, in my opinion. It's too bad it didn't get a sequel because it flopped at the box office. I guess maybe people didn't know about the character, or maybe it was a time where people were just tired of, didn't care, or maybe it just depends on what was coming out at the time. Because June is like big time for summer movies, so maybe there was other movies that came out that people had more interest in back then, or maybe they just didn't. Maybe they needed to market it more. Marketing it with God on milk, milk or something, on milk cartons. No, you need to do more marketing. This teaser, so you need to do a little more marketing. could have been a little more done with the movie. Maybe that too. Maybe that was the problem. I don't know. But it's a great movie still. I love The Phantom. It's an awesome film. Definitely one of the most underrated superhero movies out there, in my opinion. I don't know what else I can say about this, guys, but The Phantom is awesome, starring Billy Zane. Great, fun, awesome movie. And my rating for The Phantom, I'm going to give you this 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up with The Phantom. Very fun, fast-paced, entertaining movie. Yeah, I love it. I still like it despite my issues with it. I still love the movie. It's still an entertaining film. Still a fun watch. Great story. Really good story. Phantom is a good character. Yeah, it's an awesome, entertaining movie. For 100 minutes, it goes by. It feels like it goes by all real quick. You know, but The Phantom, awesome movie. So my rating for The Phantom once again is 4 to 5 stars. And a thumbs up. So guys, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think of The Phantom in your opinion, starring Billy Zane? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with some of my issues? And if you haven't watched this movie, I'm going to put spoilers. There's been spoilers in here, so don't spoil the movie for yourself, okay? So thanks for watching, guys. Oh, the next superhero review. Hopefully I get 2 more done today. And this film did come out in 1996. Stars Vincent Price. It is the sequel to The Crow. The second sequel, if you want to call it, yeah. Next will be The Crow, City of Angels here, yeah, starring Vincent Price. Yeah, which came out, The Crow, City of Angels, starring Vincent Perez. The Crow, City of Angels, this will be next. So, stay tuned for my review of The Crow, City of Angels. Alright guys, let me know in the comments down below which also came out in 1996, and then hopefully review the 1997. Now when I get to the 1997 movies, it's 3 movies, but I'll let you know, Batman and Robin won't be one of them, even though I like Batman and Robin, but those 3 movies in 1997 I'll be reviewing. Those will be rants coming up, so, yeah. But anyway, The Phantom, awesome movie, and it's definitely better than those 1997 movies I'm going to be reviewing. So, anyway, The Phantom, awesome movie. Tell me guys my rating for the film once again, 4 to 5 stars, and a thumbs up for The Phantom. Tell me in the comments down below, guys, what do you think of The Phantom in your opinion? And I highly recommend watching it. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a fun, entertaining movie. If you want a good superhero flick to watch, then The Phantom is it. I recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and please share my channel. Appreciate it. And stay tuned for my review for The Crow, City of Angels, the second sequel, or first sequel to The Crow, starring Brandon Lee. That's The Crow, City of Angels. The rest of these two, though, Salvation and Wicked Brand, like them. Anyway, these would be in the 2000 reviews. So, yeah, just to let you know, 2000 the superhero movies. Yeah, when I get to the 2000 But anyway, hope you enjoyed my review of The Phantom. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. So stay tuned for another review today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye.